Man, there is nothing like pulling a hot, fresh pizza out of the oven. That smell, that delicious goodness. But yet, when we're on keto, that can be a problem sometimes. Because as you know, pizza isn't exactly keto friendly. In this video, I'm going to show you how I make 2 pizza pockets for 10 net carbs and enjoy a really nice meal. Okay, so we're going to start with these Mission Carb Balance tortillas. We're talking 2 net carbs per tortilla. So a total of 4 net carbs on these if you're going to make 2 pockets like I do. Of course, you can have more, but be aware, 2 net carbs per tortilla. I like to use this extra virgin olive oil because it has no carbs, and I preheat my oven to 340 degrees, 350 degrees sometimes, and I spray on the olive oil while the oven's preheating. Get it nice and soaked, and then once it gets heated, I flip them over and do the same thing. Now for my sauce, I'm using a tomato-based sauce here, this Greenwise tomato basil. 1/4 cup has about 2 net carbs, and so I figure a couple of spoonfuls of this is going to work out to about 1/4 cup. And then what I like to add in is some barbecue sauce to give it a little bit of zing. And I like the G Hughes again. This stuff's pretty good. We're talking 2 net carbs per serving. It's not a lot of sauce, and you don't need a lot of sauce because it'd be runny. Now, I use a pepperoni stick. As you can see, it has no carbs in it. And what I like about this is I can slice my pepperoni as thick as I want it or as thin as I want it. Now, once I get it sliced and ready to go, I put it on some paper towels in the microwave. Set the microwave for about 30 seconds. Sometimes longer if you're going to slice it thicker, but usually about 30 seconds is fine. Because then it takes out the oil and allows you to soak it up. Now here you can see I've got some mozzarella cheese. Again, we're talking 2 net carbs for the servings that you're looking at. 1/4 cup is actually a lot. But you know, you can adjust it to be whatever you really want it to be. I don't think I used a 1/4 cup on this recipe, honestly. Anyway, as you can see, the pepperoni comes out pretty decent. And with a little bit of padding, that grease is gone. And if you don't do this step, it will leak out of your pizza pockets later, so it's advisable to do this. It doesn't take anything away from the flavor. Now, about now, your tortillas should be just about ready. So as you're looking at them, I'm looking at that bubbling. It's giving it that semi-pizza texture. So it's ready to start putting it together to put the sauce on. So pull them out of the oven, find a nice place for them, and I'll get ready to start scooping the sauce on. Now, I did mix the sauce so that it would be well blended. Now, I'd like to point out, a little bit of sauce goes a long way, and you don't want it to be runny. And in some instances, I've even thrown it back in the oven to dry out the sauce a little bit if I've maybe made too much or I want a little bit thicker sauce to add to that chewy goodness or that mouthful of different taste that's really good. And I like to throw a little bit of garlic powder on here too. You'll see that later in the video. But here I'm adding the mozzarella cheese. And again, I don't think I really used a 1/4 cup. Maybe I did, but you can adjust it to your liking based on what your tolerance is for carbohydrates. Now, one of the other things you're going to see me doing here is I'm putting the pepperoni on. You're going to notice that the pepperoni is cooked. And that's really good because the grease will leak out, as I said before, if you don't do this step. You can see how much grease is on the paper towels. And I don't mind putting a lot of pepperoni on. In fact, this would even be a good time if you wanted to put on onions or mushrooms or some other toppings that you like. If you were going to use pineapple, I would again recommend that you microwave it and get some of the juice out of it because they do leak. Now I'm throwing on a little bit of mozzarella on top to keep the ingredients in place, help them melt into that cheesy goodness. And if you wanted to eat it like pizza, you absolutely can. Now here I'm throwing on a little bit of garlic powder, as I said before, because it adds to the flavor. Maybe even a little oregano would be good. I don't know. I didn't use it on this one. And in the oven it goes again to melt the cheese. And this is where it comes out and it starts to really smell like pizza. Within a couple of minutes, I'm pulling it back out. You'll be able to see that cheese is melted by the time it's ready. Just keep checking on it frequently because you don't want your tortillas to turn brown and overcook because they do get crunchy. I guess this is like a thin crust pizza right now at this point. But at this point, they're still flexible. You can see it's still moving. I put it on the plate. Now it's kind of hard to do one-handed to fold it in half. So I didn't show you the first one, but the second one, I just fold it over. You should be careful because they are very hot when they come out. It might take 3 or 4 minutes before you can actually bite into them. Believe me, they will hold heat and they'll be yummy. As you can see, it's got nice melty goodness inside, and I think you'll really enjoy this particular treat. I hope you do try them. They're really good, and I hope you liked the video. If you did, give me that old thumbs up, and share with your friends that are enjoying the keto diet. I know it has been a godsend for me. I think I'm allergic to carbs, the way they stick to my body. But keto is definitely worth it, and you don't have to suffer on keto. And if you just stick with it, you'll see the results. Okay, that's all I got for you. Hope to see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.